All right, boys and girls, welcome back to another edition of Freedom Steel. Todd Vandermite, former NRA contract lobbyist and Illinois gun law guru, and I just sat through a painful testimony on the Senate Bill 2226 on the new Illinois semi-auto ban. First off, is it anybody else but me that is finding 226 to be just kind of like, you know, a funny bill number based on the SIG 226? I don't know. But I will tell you that I have never, they are so wrapped around the axle on this thing that they don't know what they wrote. They don't know what's in the bill. They're either confusing the previous version of the bill with what's out there, but here's what we know. They kicked the amendment to, which is now House Amendment number 2, to this Senate bill. It's a bill that originally deals with amusement parks and rides, which, I don't know, maybe that's just too apropos. But it now throws, it went to committee, exec committee, which is guaranteed to pass. That's why they sent it there. Came out on a partisan roll call, all Republicans voting no, all Democrats voting yes. A couple of things noticeable from the hearing. We've seen this and we were wondering about this, that there's no exemption for manufacturers for out-of-state sales. They can manufacture for law enforcement contracts. They can manufacture for law enforcement sales. They can manufacture for DOD stuff. But they can't manufacture for sales to civilians in other states, which would appear to be on its face a clear violation of the Commerce Clause. And they admitted to that. They admitted in committee tonight that that was their intent. And they're virtue signaling to the world that they didn't think it was fair to just ban the sales in Illinois, but they had to set a model that if they're not good enough for Illinois, they're not good enough for the rest of the country. Yep, I'm on my second whiskey tonight because just watching that stuff was so freaking painful for the stupidity. I'll give a shout out to Eddie Sullivan over at ISRA. Eddie did a decent job of testifying tonight. I tried to get into testimony, but I'm at home in Yorkville, and they're not doing any more remote testimony. They expanded. I didn't think this was possible, but they expanded the definition of guns covered. And as I've said, we are not going to go through page, line number, and point out every detailed flaw. But this one was caught by a bunch of people. So, like I said, my rule is if Ray Charles can see it. So some guys reading through the bill saw that they modified the definition of shotguns. And so basically, your Benelli Super Black Eagle, your Remington 1187, any semi-auto shotgun with a traditional stock becomes illegal for sale. And they did this, they're not calling it registration, they're trying to find some other word for it. So now it's an affidavit that you have to file for your FOID card with serial numbers. No maker model, but serial numbers. But that's not registration. So you have to file this affidavit that you have or don't have one of these guns. So what happens to every duck hunter, turkey hunter, guys that own a semi-auto shotgun that don't quite I don't own an assault shotgun. It don't have a pistol grip on it. It doesn't hold 14 rounds. It doesn't X, Y, or Z. And now their failure to register makes that gun illegal. Because I don't care, affidavit or not, it's still a registration. And the sponsor of the bill admitted that they want cops to be able to look up when they go to a house that somebody has a gun that's on this list. So we've got that. But the really crazy part of this, and I just mean crazy, they're so worried about bump stocks and all that other stuff that the anti-gun lawyers got together and they cobbled together some definition about trigger enhancements. So let me read this to you. Subsection 14, manufactures, possesses, sells, or offers to sell, purchase, manufacture, import, transfer, or use any device, part, kit, tool, accessory, or combination of parts that is designed to and functions to increase the rate of fire of a semi-automatic firearm above the standard rate of fire for a semi-automatic firearm that is not equipped with that device, part, or combination of parts. The optimum word there is tool. So if I buy a set of gunsmithing screwdrivers out of Brownells so I can do trigger jobs, and now I have an adjustable trigger on a gun and I tweak it with that screwdriver is now illegal. Because that screwdriver just shortened the reset, shortened the length of pull, did whatever, and now I can shoot faster. They have pole vaulted straight past retard and into potato. This is where people who are trying to foreclose every single possible loophole, exemption, or whatever they see, they do this. And they have no idea of the consequences. One little word. Can you go buy a screwdriver, a punch, a hammer that you would use on a trigger job? I don't think so. So we're going to see whether or not they get to a vote on this tonight at the House. Obviously, I've been talking with representatives and senators all evening. We have a couple of tricks up our sleeve. This is one of them that we're going to sit out there and throw at them. We don't know whether or not the Senate is going to take this up. We are hearing rumblings that they don't like this bill. Remains to be seen. We'll see what happens there. I'm still holding out a little bit of hope. Not a lot. I'm 65-35 this thing gets done. See if I'm wrong. It would be nice if the Senate actually, grew a spine and said this is a bridge too far. But hey, you know what? If we're going to court, let's go to court. It is time to roll the marbles or roll the dice, and we're playing for all the marbles. Doesn't matter. You guys will write whatever god-awful piece of garbage. And there is another text from the floor of the House about stuff going on with questions. We're still in this fight, guys. It's going to be interesting. You'll get the most latest, greatest, and up-to-date info here. So as always, like, subscribe, pass it around, copy and paste in whatever gun blogs are in, and stick around. I know they say we shouldn't do more than a video a day or something like that, but this stuff is late breaking and changing, so we're going to keep going at it as long as we can, and if nothing else, we'll have a fresh one in the morning to let you know what the carnage looks like. But other than that, frag out.